And it is about the word science. Do you remember when Paul said to Timothy, "Hey Timothy, beware of false science"? So if Paul said to Timothy, beware of false science, it is because there is a true science. Well, and naturally now we understand that Paul, hey, let's read it there in first letter to Timothy chapter 6 verse 20. I said first to Timothy, it is not from Timothy because Timothy did not write it. To have it always clear. It says, notice how the 20th verse says, O Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to you, avoiding profane and vain babblings, and opposing arguments of what is falsely called science. The 21st verse says, by professing it, some have strayed concerning the faith. False science diverts you from the faith. That is why there in Luke 18:8 it says, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Not because false science came in. False science is nothing else but the Christianity of today. That is what the so-called Christianity of today practices. They are not Christians. They have a false science because the false science has to do with the gospel of the circumcision, the gospel that expired. When Christ died, a new gospel began. As we have already said before, the gospel of the uncircumcision began. Hey, if we could put on the screen, look, there are two gospels. Two gospels, circumcision and uncircumcision. That true science, that is a power. And what does the word science mean? Well, the word science is a set of knowledge that one observes to see if it works or not. Then when it is proven that it works, then it's a true science. For example, there's the science of aeronautics, aerial, where it was proven that, well, the invention of the airplane, through overcoming another law, which is the law of gravity, because otherwise the airplane falls. The only thing is that there is a law over another law. It has been proven. It is proven. Well then, the science of grace, of the gospel of grace, is a science blessed, and you have to know it because number one, you're not going to know her like that for the time being complete. I just told you that from the 73rd to here, I am growing in it. I am knowing it now much better. Because this is power. It says that the power of the gospel, Paul called, it says there in Romans 1:17, he says, for I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is power. The word power comes from dynamis, dynamite. Just imagine. Because it is the power of God for everyone who believes, who is already believing. Then we come to the conclusion that we have found the true science. There is the false science that Moses gave us, and it worked by works. Now, it does not work by works. You have to be clear about that, because it does not work by works, because faith does not work in circumcision.